And let me ask you this kind of like a two-part question too. Why
Right.
did why did Michigan approve the NIL and why did it take so long, I guess?
Yeah. So they approved it because, I mean, they were so far behind, right? And it was a case of a kid that was going on in football. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I know it was something about a 5-star kid, and he wanted to like he got offered an NIL deal, but the state of Michigan was kind of saying like no, but he's like, what the hell? Like his parents are like, we're not letting this happen, kind of thing. So that's kind of something that like really spit rolled it a little bit even more. But to add on, I think a lot of coaches and just like high profile people throughout Michigan were starting to become bothered with the thought process that our top talent has been leaving for over the last 10 years once they get to their junior senior year of high school, because in other states they can get NIL, they can be, you know, all this. A lot of schools are making money off of these kids with, if your high school is good, you're selling tickets for these people to go to the games, things like that. Now these kids can't directly get paid by the school, but like, let's be honest here. You look at most of the Michigan high school gymnasiums, and you'll see a Jets Pizza banner up somewhere, or I'm blanking on the name of it, but they used to be everywhere in everybody's high school at one point. But it's another pizza place, or even Buddies, right? And Happy's, right? Like you got some of everybody, right? So like, if I'm Happy's Pizza and we got to deal with, say, I don't know, I'm gonna say Notre Dame Prep for the love of you, Freddie.
Thank you.
Say you've been inside of Notre Dame Prep for years, and Notre Dame Prep happens to get the number one 6'10" kid in the country, and he's playing there. Well, Buddy's Pizza looks really good at that point, right? Well, it only makes sense for them to be able to do a deal with this kid a little bit earlier on, as opposed to them being like, we had to sit on the sideline until he got to college, and then once he got to college, he went to a college that Little Caesars was sponsoring it, right, or whatever. So we never even had a chance to even approach him, right? So I think that's a really big thing that had to happen in Michigan, as well as what took it so long. So to answer the second part, Michigan's late for everything except for creating cars. Like, yeah, and us having
You're ahead of the game, right? There.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but for most things, like we're just kind of like, I like to think of Michigan as always trying to be careful, but we're almost too careful when it comes down to sports. Yeah. So that's a big thing why we need that shot clock. I'm gonna keep harping on that. We need to get the shot clock.
We talked about that off air, and I've mentioned it before, and I did not realize this at all. And I guess it's because I was thinking about this. Like, I don't know if I've ever been to a high school basketball game outside of Michigan, to be honest with you. And I didn't realize that Michigan is the only state that doesn't have a shot clock in high school basketball. That's wild to me.
Well, you want to know the truth to it too?
Please tell me.
Part of why we don't have shot clocks is because the MHSAA, I hope I said it right. It doesn't matter, they don't pay me anyway, but they don't want to buy shot clocks for all the schools in Michigan.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they don't want to have to foot that bill for shot clocks. And then I think another part of their argument was having someone to know how to properly work the shot clock. But even then, like, I don't want to hear that, bro. Like, if we're gonna say
excuses,
yeah, those are excuses, because in my mind, you're here to make sure that college basketball can be as I say college. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone. To make sure high school basketball can be as pure as possible. You're the one that's enforcing the rules and making sure that it's as much of a fair game as possible for these kids to be able to go to the next level, right? Well, why are you cheating them out of the opportunity with a shot clock? Then you because now when they go play other kids, they're behind. I remember when I was in high school, or when I growing up, we had a thing called No Child Left Behind, and I truly feel like they're leaving every child behind in sports. So
right. Yeah.
adopt that for sports as well.
Well, another question I had. So you say that some juniors and seniors, high school juniors and seniors, are actually leaving the state of Michigan and going to play other places at the high school level because they could get NIL money?
Not even just NIL. It's because the purity of Michigan basketball is so low. It's no shot clock. The level of competition, and every couple years, they change districts. Like, I like it, but I don't like, for instance, like they'll change districts where you'll have like a Lake Orion, Rochester, Adams, and Bloomfield all in one, right? Well, at the end of the day, like for us, when I was in high school, keep in mind, I was telling you guys about my best friend. We were at Bloomfield. I started off high school at Losser High School. My junior year, we combined with our rival school, Andover, and we became Bloomfield Hills High School. Okay. Now, when we become Bloomfield Hills High School, now we've gotten another 15 to 2,000 kids. So we got to go up a level now, right? Okay, that's all good and fine. And our talent was there, but we have no business playing like Seaholm when we have 4 Division I guys and Seaholm's tallest guy after 2014 or whatever. It's like, 6'3" white kid that's really playing lacrosse, but he's only playing basketball because he's not afraid to take a charge and try to block a shot, right? Like, it's not, at least allow these guys to be like matched up with the right appropriate people, or even with the Catholic League. I love and respect the Catholic League, but I mean, again, Freddie, this Notre Dame Prep playing basketball against UAD and Brother Rice in DCD. And DCD just recently joined the Catholic League. Shout out to them. But, it's not a fair game right there. So we can't keep changing the districts, things like that. And then Michigan has a rule where they just like implemented a little bit more. And this was like everybody was so excited that you can now play games with a little bit farther distance of travel. I think it's like 2 or 3 hour travel or something like that, or right on the border state. And everybody in Michigan is like, yes. Well, no, like now we're about to go play in a state where they play without a shot clock, or they play with a shot clock, right? And so now you're instantly leaving as a Michigan team. Like, they're about to go cheat us. No, you're used to holding the ball for 20 minutes throughout the game. They're not you, So that's what I said. Is like it's really the top kids are leaving so that then they can experience real basketball. My client Mac Mansell's little brother is like my kid brother, Manu Mansell. He's at Wasatch. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. How do we know that? He's on the Nike EYBL Scholastic. He led the Nike EYBL Scholastic in 3-point shooting last year. His team was ranked top 5 in the country the last 3 years. He left Michigan as a sophomore. He was at Sterling Heights Stevenson. He left Stevenson to go to Wasatch. Him going to Wasatch, now he's played against AJ DeBontis and all those guys as a junior, sophomore, whatever. Now he's a senior. He's at Wasatch right now. I'll send you a schedule. You can watch him play. He's the next Devin Booker. Well, guess why the world knows he's the next Devin Booker? He's playing on a national schedule. Right. They get to watch him play these top guys, with the shot clock and everything like that. So when he went and he had a breakout game last year. Are you guys familiar with Lil Darius Acuff? That plays for Arkansas. He's a starting point guard for Arkansas. Yeah. Darius. Yeah. He's from Michigan. He started at Cass Tech.
Yes.
It's amazing. Known him for a long time, right? Well, he left to go to IMG.
Yeah.
It was great for him to go to IMG because the world needed to see how good Darius Acuff was. If he stays in Michigan, he would have been great. But like him starting at Arkansas, it's a lot different from this kid was the starting point guard at IMG, blah, 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 going into Arkansas to play for Calipari, as opposed to he was at Cass Tech going to play for Calipari. And that's no disrespect to Cass Tech. Love you, Steve Hall, all that, but it's just what it is, this prep school, all that, it's a serious thing,
Now,
go ahead.